Hey guys, welcome to today's episode where we're going to talk about, do hot girls have IBS? I was scrolling through TikTok and Instagram and also just talking to everybody around me, and so many people have told me that they have IBS, and I actually went and searched for a little statistic, and 1 in 5 Australians will have IBS symptoms in their life, and women are actually twice as likely to have those symptoms. First and foremost, Steve, what is IBS?
IBS is a disorder of the gut and the brain. The gut and the brain can interact. You have a brain, which people know about. You have a gut brain, which is called your enteric nervous system. And then you have a nerve that goes between them called your vagus nerve. They communicate based on the health of your brain, the health of your gut, and the health of your life. Like how stressed are you? How underslept are you? How anxious are you? Your signals can change. They can misfire. Like nerves, just like skin, can be damaged, can send bad signals. And IBS is a misfiring or a miscommunication between that system.
Okay, perfect. And what does gut health play in IBS?
Gut health plays a very important part in IBS because there are, like IBS, we have to firstly understand that it is typified as an umbrella term. So it's very easy for someone to see a professional and they sort of say, hey, I've got bloating or I've got discomfort or food sensitivity. And then the doctor, whoever goes, yeah, you've got IBS and, just work on your stress, and it's kind of in your head.
Yeah.
Very, very normal to use IBS as an umbrella term. So although the definition of IBS has been redefined a few times and now its current definition is that it's a disorder of the gut-brain axis, it's also highly likely that in real terms, there are other factors at play, such as gut damage, dysbiosis of the microbiome. That's an unbalancing of your microbiome, so more bad, quote unquote, bacteria than good. Different traumas that people have suffered with, so pain can influence the way that your nervous system works. Something called visceral hypersensitivity, which is an oversensitivity of the nerves. So I don't know if you've ever had that before, where if you've had a previous injury, you get a little bit funny about people going near it. You're a bit hypersensitive. So your gut nerves can have those same features. And your gut nerves can even change their signaling patterns based on damage to the gut, previous traumas in the gut, dysbiosis. They can really, those nerve endings that end in the gut wall can really be changed by your overall gut health and even the structure and function of your gut.
Yeah. And what can people do to help the scenario if they're having any IBS symptoms?
Well, to help IBS, again, you've got a couple of levers to pull. So one is that gut-brain disorder, right? So one lever is going to be mediated, and you can pull that by improving your lifestyle. So what does that mean? It's the things that you would expect it to mean. It's spending more time outdoors in nature, spending time with friends, sleep, stress management principles, learning to breathe well, all those kinds, sleep, swimming in salt water as opposed to some like chlorinated water, things to make you more human again, right? That really can help that disorder of the gut-brain axis type of chat. As far as your gut environment itself, there's a couple of things you can do. One is obviously improve the quality of your diet. So things like microplastics, pesticide residues, industrial food additives like maltodextrin and other emulsifiers, gums in food, artificial colors and flavors.
The list goes on.
The list is enormous. Can really mess up and damage your gut, and it can damage your gut sort of sometimes physically. The actual gut wall can be damaged. There's this delicate mucosal layer on top of your gut wall, which really gets damaged by certain emulsifying agents in food. That's things that help, say if you've got ice cream, right? Like your ice cream comes out all smooth and delicious and silky. Obviously that's not natural, right? Like there's some stuff going on to make it all get there together and blend in, right? So imagine those same agents going into your gut and blending off those delicate walls of your gut, which happens. So that can create more food sensitivity. Food sensitivity is a symptom of IBS, isn't it?
Yeah,
right?
100%.
It's not necessarily gut-brain mediated. So improving your gut is really all about improving your nutrition quality. Right? That doesn't mean you can't have birthday cake from time to time if it's your birthday, but overall sort of 80 to 90% of what you do is should be about nutrition quality. Would you like to hear about the 3 questions that we have at My Way Up?
Yes, I would, Steve.
Here are the 3 questions we ask food. So I'm not crazy. I'm aware that food can't talk back.
Yeah.
But I still ask my food this anyway, especially if there's no one around. I ask my food, where are you from? What do you have in you? And what are you going to do to me? Mm-hmm. And if you can't answer those 3 questions, more often than not, your diet sucks and you should definitely change it. Right? So if, there are lots of examples of that. But say, if I don't know where my collagen comes from, then I would assume it's from a crap source.
Yeah, people aren't going to be screaming it out from the rooftops if it's from a shit place.
As an example, an example that comes up. But even if I like my salad, what if I'm eating a salad? Well, is this from my grandma's garden? If the answer is yes, well, I'm like, cool, I know grandma doesn't spray my salad with pesticides. I know it's local, it's close to the life source. The life source is the earth. So I'm good to go. If it's from Woolies,
you have no idea.
I don't know if it's been washed properly. I don't know who's washed it. I don't know where it's from. I don't know if it's like got bacteria in it because it's been sitting there for 3 or 4 days. Who the hell knows? It's really important to know where your food is from, what it has in it. We go through this all the time with our manufacturing, and we are really on the ball. And even though we're on the ball, manufacturers still try and sneak things into our products. We catch them.
Why do they do that?
It's cheaper. It's easier. Cheaper and easier. Yeah. It's always that. Better for people's bottom line.
Yeah.
So it's really important to know where your food comes from. And that's really the number one thing that people can do when it comes to improving your IBS as far as their gut environment.
Yeah.
And then we've already talked about that gut-brain interaction. So that lifestyle environment they're really the 2 most important things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I guess hot girls probably will have IBS, but it's not necessarily a good thing, guys.
Well, on that, to be specific, hot girls don't necessarily have to have IBS.
No,
right?
They don't.
But people who are very concerned about their physical appearance, people who are trying to fit into a dress, people who are following the latest diet trends, people that put a lot of stress on themselves and a lot of pressure on themselves to look a certain way, end up feeling a certain way as well. And that certain way is shit.
Yeah.
They might look good, but they end up feeling like shit. And so a lot of the time, normal pressures of society around how we should appear and how we should look, they end up manifesting in problematic eating behaviors. And those problematic eating behaviors end up damaging the gut, damaging the interaction between the gut and the brains. You get all anxiety riddled and all anxious and stressed about this, that, and the other thing. And this can absolutely be one of the root causes of IBS, is just that pressure you pile on yourself.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
That it sends a signal to your gut. What happens when you're stressed and anxious? How does your gut feel?
Not great.
Get butterflies. It's in
other
knots.
things.
My gut's in knots.
It's
like all
good.
These sort of things.
Yeah.
So, when put your hand up if you've ever heard from your grandma, like, hey, you need to sit down and calm down when you eat
chill
and rest it. Yeah, chill out.
Yeah.
Like grandmas say that.
Yeah.
They're smart.
Mindful eating.
So, all of that, all buzzwords aside, your gut likes to digest food when you are calm. Like think about any David Attenborough documentary you've watched. What happens when the lion gets the antelope?
Yeah.
Freaking sits there calmly and eats it.
Yeah.
What happens when you observe animals in nature? They calmly eat their food.
Yeah.
What happens when you observe the human animal in nature half the time when they're eating? Rushing around.
In my car.
Oh, I'm low calorie this, low calorie that. Let me do some chewing gum and Diet Coke and energy drinks because I can't eat because I'm too fat or whatever it is. Like it's ridiculous. And what happens when your body's under stress, your body redirects resources away from your gut and towards what it considers more vital organs like your brain and your skeletal muscles. So effectively, what your body is doing is by stressing, you de-energize your gut. Because if you're sending less blood flow to your gut, what does blood deliver? Energy, right?
Yeah.
So if you're de-energizing your gut, how is it supposed to function well? It can't.
No,
like,
not at all.
Your fundamentals are all off.
Yeah.
So hot girls, I don't know if there's any research on hot girls having more IBS than like dudes or anything like that. Well, certainly women have more IBS than guys. But there are a lot of factors in there. And those psychosocial factors are very, very important. And it's not an easy fix to get over sort of eating problems around eating. It's really a difficult fix. And we're definitely not going to tackle it in the next 2 minutes.
No.
But that plays into this whole hot girls have IBS narrative.
Yeah.
And it's sort of something that I think that you don't have to suffer with IBS or bloating or constipation or diarrhea or any other gut related symptom if you decide not to, and you put your some time into educating yourself about gut health, healing your gut, and how your body works.